Yay, we're recording in progress. Happy Friday, happy full moon, happy eclipse. Oh my goodness. The energies are amazing right now. So I have a quotation here that I find profound, and it's by Abraham Maslow. You know him from Maslow's hierarchy, right? So it's a little paragraph here, so I'll just read it to you. The great lesson from the true mystics, are there fake mystics? um, the great lesson from the true mystics, from the Zen monks, from the humanistic and transpersonal psychologists, is that the sacred is in the ordinary, that it is to be found in one's daily life, in one's neighbors, friends, and family, in one's own backyard. This lesson can be easily lost. To be looking elsewhere for miracles is to me a sure sign of ignorance that everything is miraculous. And I think that's absolutely true, because even in the Indian philosophies, they talk about looking everywhere for it, whatever it is, success, money, power, abundance, whatever it is. And all the while, it's right under one's nose, which is the heart. So it's just a nice reminder from such a prominent psychologist about the sacred is in everything. Every breath you take has the sacred in it, because we are sacred, we are divine. So I just really love that. So we will get started with some lunar yoga with a little solar yoga mixed in. Let's see, I think I'm going to turn this back on for a little while. Is that on low? Yes, it is. So we'll work a little magic with our centering this morning, since we had the eclipse at what? I guess it started at midnight, or very close to midnight last night, and went on for a couple of hours. So just sitting tall in your spinal column. If you want to use a mudra, you can set your intention through your mudra. Or use your mudra to enhance your intention. But just close your eyes and let go of the week, anything weighing heavy on you, any cares and concerns pulling at you. And if you would, just for a moment, imagine the full moon and just see it coming into its eclipse pattern, slowly moving over the sun, slowly covering the sun, at least in appearance. Of course, it's not, but it's in an alignment where it looks that way. See it about halfway across the sun. Slowly continuing until it's fully across the sun. I think it was 97% as they were discussing that in the news, or the experts. And then see it in its full culmination where the moon is completely covering the face of the sun from our perspective, and see the radiating solar energy out from the edges of the moon, and then culminating at the top where they call it the diamond. To see that and allow for that to represent a ring of diamond, the diamond being representative of purity, abundance, patience. Takes a while to grow a diamond. And the sacred, the miracle of this eclipse happening in a backyard near you. Just imagine it in your mind's eye, looking at this beautiful eclipse. Knowing that nothing stays the same, change is the only constant in the universe. So now imagine seeing the moon reaching beyond the edge of the sun as it goes across the sky. But feeling that you fully absorb the benefits, the positive energy of this alignment into your body, your mind, your very soul. And allow it to transform you into that complete diamond. And then bring your awareness back to the physical, and focus on your breath. Notice how it's going, what kind of pattern your breath is making as you allow it to happen naturally. As you focus, allow your endorphins to start to flow even before we start our moves. Feeling good, feeling happy, complete. With every breath. Consider your emotions underlying whatever they are. Allow them to come into your awareness. Notice your thoughts. And also notice your body. Check around to see what sensations you're feeling. And you can make some micro moves to feel those sensations more. And we'll attune to breath, just starting with palms in Anjali Mudra. Take in your breath. Lower your fingertips towards the ground. The full moon is in Taurus, so connect with the earth and then take your arms out to the side and breathe them up overhead. And continue bringing hands down, turning fingertips towards the ground. So reaching for earth and then reaching for the stars, all on the breath. And one more round, breathing arms up. And ending at your heart center, grateful to be alive and honoring the sacred within you and all around you. Release your hands, open your eyes, and stretch your legs out in front of you. Shake out your knees. And just lean back, bend your knees, separate, mat width apart, and take your knees side to side. Just an easy start to loosen up hip joints and knees. And then bring your feet together. Take your left leg up and over, cross. Excuse me. And if you want to go into eagle legs, you can do that or not. Either way is going to work. We're just going into a twist. Bring your foot in as close as you can. Bring your palms in just to straighten and elongate in your spine. Take in your breath and release your knees over over to the right. Take your head to your left. Pause, breathe, and know that sacredness is in every cell, trillions of cells in your body. Including in that wonderful spine you have, all those nerves. And then draw your hips back onto the mat, lifting your knees. And we'll switch to the other side. Same thing. Breathe, grow tall in your spine. Breathe out as you take your legs over to your left and look to your right. It's pretty difficult to keep the shoulders facing forward here, but just give it a try. And if you feel complete in your twist, lower your hips back down and let your knees come up and uncross your legs. All right. Now, just stretch out your legs and circle around, loosen up in your ankles. And reverse. Flex and point. So sit tall, press down in your sitting bones. Feel that stretch up the back of your legs as you press them down and stretch through your calves. And point and flex and point. And then open your toes, separate them out, and then squeeze them in and open them out. Squeeze them in. Beautiful. And just with your legs there, circle around in your shoulders with some nice, full, relaxing breaths. And reverse. Okay. Just bring your palms back once again. Lift your heart up. Bring your shoulder blades closer together. Flex your feet and arch in your back. Lift the front of your body. And then come forward, sitting, and just slide your hands down your legs as you hinge forward in your hips. So we're not rounding the back, we're leading with the chest here. So just go to your edge and breathe. Now scoop through the crown of your head, reach up, and just come down, lying on your back for our psoas release. We'll do it here so that our hips are prepared for our upcoming work. So lying on your back, bring your hands underneath your hips to support your low back. Bend your left leg. Just bring the foot onto the floor. Flex through the heel of the right leg. Turn the toes out and slide your foot over 3 or 4 inches, keeping it turned out from the hip. Breathe up only as high as the knee on the left, and breathe out as you lower. So breathe it up, lower down, and 8 or 10 of these. That's 3. And 10. Bend that knee. Now, before we go to the other side, remove your hands, stretch out your left leg, roll onto your left side. Bring your arm up overhead, roll onto your left side. Use your left arm for a pillow. You can bend your elbow or leave your arm straight, but reach for that right ankle for a thigh stretch. Bring your heel into your hip, align your thighs. Whoops. Align your thighs so you're in a straight line, and there we go. Thighs are together, and then breathe and draw your heel into your hip as you pull your knee back to stretch your thigh. Open your right shoulder. Now let's come into reclining dancer's pose. Bring your palm down and around, holding onto your foot. The thumb would be on the sole of your foot, your fingers on the top of your foot, and open your leg to the back so you have an arch in your back here, just like dancer's pose. Feel the shoulder, your upper back coming into an arch, and then release it. Bring that foot around onto the floor in front of you. Press up onto your palms. And maybe you know what's coming, right? All right. Bring your left palm under your shoulder. You have your right foot to support you. Flex the left foot and lift your hips up. If you want to remain here, you can do that and come into your side plank. Or if you want a little more challenge, just take your right foot, stack it on the left, or some people like to put one in front of the other. But come into your side plank, breathe. And then bring that right hand down in front of you. Bring your right foot back in front of you. Lower your hips. And we're going to repeat all of that on the other side. Come down onto your back. Palms under your hips. Stretch out your left leg. Right foot on the floor. Knee is bent. Flex the left foot. Turn the toes out. At the hip, rotate in the leg. Slide your foot over 3 or 4 inches and start your lifts. Breathing up to the height of your right knee. There's 10. All right. Release your hands. Come over onto your right side, starting with our thigh stretch. So just come over, relax your head on your shoulder. You can bend your elbow, provide a little pillow for yourself. Straighten out the right leg. And then reach around for your left foot. Got a little cramp there. There we go. Okay, bring your heel into your hip. Align your thighs so they're parallel. And then draw your heel to your hip as you press your knee back. Into a thigh stretch. Breathe. All right, from there, take your hand around your toes and your palm is turned up as you hold onto your foot. Thumb is at the sole of your foot. Fingers are on the top of your foot. And press your foot into your hand, opening into a reclining dancer's pose, Nataraja-san. You may need to lean forward a little bit to keep your balance. But press it back, open the shoulder. You'll feel probably an arch in your spine. And then release it. Bring your foot around in front of you. Press up onto your hands. Bring your right palm under your right shoulder. Now, align in a straight line from your palm to your foot. Press down on your hands and your left foot. Lift up in your hips. Come into your side plank. And if you want a little more challenge, take your left foot down and stack it on top of the right into a full side plank. Bring your palm back down, your foot in front of you, lower your hips. All right. Just sit for a moment in easy pose and circle around in your wrists, both directions. Loosen them up and then press your palms forward. Turn your knuckles under, press your wrists forward, the heel of your hand, and then take your arms out to the side, straight out. Press your fingers up, press through the heel of your hand. This is quite a stretch. Just lift up in your spine, open the chest. You want to be straight across. Take in your breath. And take your right hand out from the shoulder as though you're trying to press that wall away. And then let it be in natural position. And then the left hand, press it away, pull out from the shoulder. Feel the stretch all the way up to your shoulder and down to your palm. Now, take in your breath and press both hands away. Open the chest. Feel that stretch. Now turn your fingers under, your knuckles under, press through the wrist. And then shake them all out. Bend your elbows. Okay, good. So we'll come up into standing now. Are you feeling the sacredness of all your cells right now? The miracle that you are. Okay, so just coming into ragdoll or head to knee, just hanging out. And a nice stretch. We stretched our thighs already. Now we'll stretch our hamstrings, the backs of our knees and our calves. And then soften your knees. Lift your chin. Take your arms out to the side and press up into chair pose. Arms overhead. You can bring your palms forward, being the arms of your chair, literally, right? And if you'd like, this is optional. You can hold your chair here, or if you wish, you can lower down into a deep knee bend. Gently push your feet back down onto the floor, lift, bring arms up, reach into a standing back bend. So engage your hips, reach up and back. Come back to center, bring your palms in over your heart. All right. Now turn sideways on your mat. Come out into five-pointed star. Now tilt your hips under. And we'll come into horse pose to open our hips a little bit more. So breathe your deep breath. Bend your knees, open your knees, bring your arms up overhead and palms to your heart. Push the floor away. Breathe. Take your arms out. Breathe out as you bend your knees again, arms overhead. Breathe. Open the knees. See if you can sit down a little further. And breathe, push the floor away. Breathe, arms overhead. And one last time, lowering down into horse pose. Press the legs together isometrically as you lift back up. Release your arms, shake them out. Okay. Now, for our balancing half moon, we don't want to forget that on a full moon. Come into your short stance of warrior two. Bend your front knee, open the knee. Try to keep the hips open. Left arm, just keep it alongside your body. Reach down to the floor, or if you use a block, you're welcome to. And then about a foot away from the pinky toe, a foot out to the side and forward on the diagonal. Now align shoulders and hips right here as much as you're able to. Transfer the weight onto the front foot and your hand and lift up into your balancing half moon. Once your leg is lifted as far as you can and you've opened your hips, then lift your arm, straighten the supporting leg, You want to fit as though you would fit in between two panes of glass. And bend the supporting leg, bring the back leg down again. Back up into warrior two. Come around and face the front. It'll be more like warrior one here. Let the back heel out. Now bring your left hand in front. This is for a rotated balancing half moon. Bring the weight onto the front foot and your hand. Lift the back leg and open into your twist. Keep lifting the back leg. Try to get your arm perpendicular to the floor. Reach for the stars here, or reach for the moon, huh? Let the back leg down, face the front, lift back up, bring arms up overhead, bend the front knee into warrior one. Step it in. Reverse, take the right leg back and open out into five-pointed star. Now bring it into a short stance of warrior two. Right arm alongside the body. Reach down on the diagonal out from the pinky toe. Align shoulders and hips to the front as much as you can. Transfer the weight onto the front foot and your hand. Lift the back leg. Lift as high as you can. Open the hip, the shoulder, and then lift your upper arm. Supporting leg is straight if possible. Notice if this side feels as open as the first side. Now, bend the supporting leg, lower down with the right knee, right foot, lift back up, face the front. Knee is still bent on the front leg. Now we're going to rotate our balancing half moon. So reach your right hand down on the diagonal from your big toe. When you feel ready and secure, transfer the weight and lift the back leg up. Lift your left arm. Try to come into perpendicular. How does this side feel compared to the first side? Lower the back leg down. Bring your palm forward. Step your foot back into a plank. Lower your knees and pull back into child's pose. Relax. Arms can be extended or next to your legs. Now, bring your palms next to your face, lift up, and just come around. Prepare for Shavasana. Imagining that moon over the sun, creating that diamond, the diamond light. It's the way I see it, the diamond light. Our new earth, our new dimension. And again, think about the miracle that you are, the sacredness within every cell. The sacred is in the ordinary. Draw your hips under so that your low back can relax into the ground. Imagine your whole body is a tree and you have roots growing down into the earth, stabilizing you, grounding you, opening you to abundance. Let it all go now. Now become aware of those roots that you sent down into the earth. And just like little fingers, move those roots with your mind. Just give the earth a little massage there. And then become aware of your physical body. Notice how it feels. Notice how you feel. And just draw your knees up and come over onto your side. Use your arm for a pillow. Fetal position. Relax. And now press up into sitting. Bring your hands into whatever mudra you feel would be appropriate right now. Sealing in the benefits of your practice this morning. Your intention. And then bringing palms into Anjali Mudra. May you recognize your own sacredness, cell by cell, day by day, moment by moment, and recognize the sacredness all around you. Have a safe and prosperous weekend. Namaste.
I sure like that psoas and then the thigh stretch on the side. Wow. That was excellent.
Great.
Yes,
I'm glad you enjoyed that.
I did.